Picture this for a moment. You're standing outside a massive automobile factory, and every single minute, a brand new electric vehicle rolls off the production line. Just watching that pace feels unbelievable. But this isn't an ordinary factory. It's a manufacturing giant with the potential to reshape the entire global automotive industry. We're talking about BYD's enormous megafactory, a facility many are calling the largest gigafactory on the planet. Some reports even suggest it's nearly 10 times larger than Tesla's biggest production sites. The moment you enter, the scale is almost impossible to comprehend. Thousands of advanced machines operate alongside armies of robots, creating a production system that looks like something straight out of the future. This isn't simply a car factory, it's a glimpse into the next generation of manufacturing. Millions of electric vehicles are expected to be produced here, and hidden behind its walls is a strategy that is putting serious pressure on competitors, including Tesla. How does this factory operate? What kind of technology allows such incredible speed? Could this Chinese manufacturing powerhouse transform the global EV market? And perhaps the biggest question of all, is this the factory that could help BYD surpass Tesla? In this video, we're taking you deep inside BYD's mega factory to uncover its technology, production methods, and ambitious plans. You'll see how a vehicle can move from raw materials to a finished product in an astonishingly short amount of time. Stay with us until the end, because what happens inside this facility is truly remarkable. And before we begin, make sure to subscribe so you never miss our latest videos. Now imagine walking into a facility so vast that it feels more like a city than a factory. Before we explore the technology, let's understand where this giant manufacturing hub is located and why its size has captured worldwide attention. BYD's massive gigafactory is located in Zhengzhou, the capital of Henan province in China. Built near the Zhengzhou Airport Economy Zone, the area has quickly become one of the country's most important centers for electric vehicle production. But the real shock comes when you look at the numbers. When fully completed, the factory complex is expected to cover roughly 50 square miles, or about 130 square kilometers. To put that into perspective, that's larger than the entire city of San Francisco, which spans approximately 47 square miles. Even more impressive, the project is being developed in 8 separate phases. Construction has already advanced through multiple stages, with new sections continuing to expand at a rapid pace. Every month, the facility grows larger. The portions already completed are enormous on their own. Compared to Tesla's major factories in Texas and Nevada, which cover only a few square kilometers, BYD's Zhengzhou operation dwarfs them in scale. That's why many observers describe it as being around 10 times larger than Tesla's biggest manufacturing sites. Looking across the complex feels less like viewing a factory and more like looking at an entire city built for vehicle production. And that's exactly what it is. Inside, you'll find much more than assembly lines. The complex includes worker housing, sports facilities, football fields, recreation areas, cafeterias, rest zones, medical centers, and even test tracks. More than 60,000 employees work here, and many of them live within the surrounding community created specifically for the factory. Imagine waking up in housing connected to the factory, walking a short distance to work, eating in on-site dining facilities, spending your evening playing sports, and having nearly every daily necessity available within the same massive complex. It's an industrial ecosystem designed to function almost independently. What's even more remarkable is how efficiently everything operates. Despite covering such a vast area, advanced automation keeps the entire system connected. Robots transport materials, conveyor systems move components continuously, and production lines run around the clock without interruption. The Chinese government has strongly supported the project because its impact extends far beyond BYD itself. The factory is helping transform Henan Province into one of China's most important industrial and manufacturing centers. Now, let's talk about the real reason this factory matters: production capacity. Size alone doesn't change industries. Output does. And this is where BYD's factory becomes truly impressive. The Zhengzhou facility is already capable of producing more than 1 million vehicles per year. Once all construction phases are completed, production capacity could climb to around 1.8 million vehicles annually. Think about that number for a second. That's nearly 5,000 cars every single day. Right now, production reportedly exceeds 4,000 vehicles daily, which means roughly one completed car leaves the line every minute, day and night, 24 hours a day. Imagine standing near the factory gates and watching a brand new electric vehicle emerge every 60 seconds. The sheer speed is difficult to believe until you see the numbers. Last year alone, the plant produced roughly 545,000 vehicles, and production continues to rise month after month. This single facility now accounts for a significant portion of BYD's overall vehicle output. As BYD has grown into the world's leading EV manufacturer, the Zhengzhou factory has become one of the key drivers behind that success. Most of the vehicles produced here are sold within China, but international demand is growing rapidly. Cars built at this facility are increasingly being exported to Europe, Asia, Latin America, and many other global markets. Its importance extends far beyond vehicle production. The factory has transformed the regional economy. More than 60,000 people are directly employed here, while countless additional jobs have been created through suppliers, logistics companies, transportation services, food providers, and local businesses that support the operation. Entire supply chains now depend on the success of this manufacturing hub. This is one of the reasons Chinese authorities continue to back the project so strongly. The factory strengthens BYD's position while also boosting China's growing influence in the global electric vehicle market. BYD's long-term goal is ambitious: becoming the world's largest automobile company by 2030. And this factory sits at the center of that vision. Perhaps the most astonishing part is this: in the future, once the facility reaches full capacity, this single BYD factory could potentially produce as many vehicles as several competing factories combined. That's the scale of what is being built here. Tesla's largest gigafactory in Austin can manufacture roughly 500,000 to 600,000 vehicles annually. That's an impressive number, but BYD's mega facility is operating on an entirely different level. This factory isn't simply producing cars, it's helping drive the global electric vehicle revolution forward. Affordable EVs packed with advanced technology are becoming accessible to millions of people, and much of that is possible because BYD manufactures nearly everything under one roof. From blade batteries and electric motors to complete skateboard platforms, the entire process happens within the same ecosystem. That means lower costs, faster production, and more competitive pricing. The real lesson here is the power of scale. As factories grow larger and more efficient, production speeds increase, while manufacturing costs fall. This is one of the biggest reasons BYD has emerged as such a serious competitor to Tesla. Many people believe China is becoming the center of the EV future, and this enormous factory is perhaps the strongest evidence of that shift. But here's an interesting question. What happens when all 8 phases of this project are finally completed? How much of the world's electric vehicle demand could one factory satisfy? And can Tesla or any other automaker keep pace with this level of expansion? To answer that, we need to step inside and see how this manufacturing giant actually works. Let's follow the complete journey of a BYD vehicle, from raw materials to a finished car. One of the most astonishing facts about BYD's Zhengzhou Gigafactory is its automation level. Nearly 98% of the manufacturing process is handled by machines and robots. A fully assembled vehicle can roll off the line roughly every 50 to 60 seconds. Let's start at the beginning. The first stop is the stamping facility. This is where enormous industrial presses shape giant sheets of steel and aluminum into vehicle components. These machines generate over 1,000 tons of force, transforming flat metal sheets into doors, roofs, hoods, fenders, and other structural parts within seconds. The process is almost completely automated. Robotic arms pick up raw materials, feed them into the presses, and transfer the finished pieces to the next stage without human intervention. Precision here is extraordinary, with tolerances measured down to fractions of a millimeter. Every panel is produced with incredible consistency and accuracy. This stamping area alone covers more than 140,000 square meters and serves as the starting point for every vehicle built in the factory. From there, the components move into the welding department. This is where things begin to look like science fiction. Thousands of robotic arms operate around the clock, performing highly precise laser welding. BYD's advanced robotic systems connect individual parts into a complete vehicle frame using sophisticated three-dimensional welding techniques. Laser technology allows the company to create structures that are both lighter and stronger, improving efficiency while maintaining safety. Almost all welding operations, about 98%, are carried out by robots, while human workers mainly oversee and monitor the process. Within just a few minutes, the vehicle's body structure is complete. This stage, known as the body in white, forms the skeleton of the car before paint and interior components are added. The result is a rigid and durable structure designed to offer excellent protection during collisions. Next comes one of the most visually impressive sections of the factory, the paint shop. This area is maintained like a giant clean room where even tiny particles of dust are carefully controlled. Everything here is fully automated. Robotic painting systems apply multiple layers, including primer, color coats, and protective clear coatings. After each application, the vehicle passes through specialized ovens where the finish is cured and hardened. Because the robots work with extreme precision, every layer is applied evenly across the entire vehicle surface. There are no inconsistencies, no uneven coatings, and virtually no human spraying involved. When the car leaves this section, it shines with a flawless, mirror-like finish. Now we arrive at one of BYD's biggest competitive advantages: battery production. Unlike many automakers that rely heavily on outside suppliers, BYD manufactures its famous blade batteries entirely in-house. The process begins with raw materials and ends with fully assembled battery packs, all within the same production ecosystem. Battery cells are produced at remarkable speed, with a new cell completed every few seconds. These battery packs are then integrated into BYD's skateboard platform, a pre-engineered chassis that already contains key components such as motors, suspension systems, brakes, and wheels. The blade battery has earned significant attention for its safety characteristics, including its ability to perform exceptionally well during demanding safety tests. Since battery production, platform assembly, and vehicle manufacturing all happen within the same facility network, BYD gains tighter quality control while keeping costs lower. The next stage is final assembly. This is where the vehicle truly comes to life. The painted body is joined with the skateboard platform, and workers and robots begin installing everything that transforms a shell into a finished automobile. Seats, dashboards, wiring systems, displays, lighting, climate control components, and countless other parts are added in carefully coordinated steps. Automated guided vehicles, or AGVs, transport components throughout the facility, ensuring that every assembly station receives the exact parts needed at precisely the right moment. As the vehicle moves down the line, each station adds another piece of the puzzle until the car is complete. Watching the process feels almost magical because everything happens with such precision and synchronization. But even after assembly, the work isn't finished. Every vehicle must pass through an extensive quality control process. Advanced AI-powered camera systems inspect the car from every angle. Paint quality, panel alignment, wiring, fasteners, and hundreds of other details are examined with extraordinary accuracy. Automated systems perform many of the inspections, helping identify even the smallest imperfections. Afterward, vehicles undergo real-world testing on dedicated tracks, where engineers evaluate acceleration, braking performance, handling characteristics, battery systems, and overall functionality. If any issue is detected, the vehicle is returned for correction. Only cars that meet all standards are approved for delivery. Once they pass inspection, the finished vehicles move to large storage areas before being transported across China and exported worldwide using trucks, rail networks, and cargo ships. The entire operation runs continuously, day and night. A new vehicle leaves the production line roughly every minute. More than 2,400 robots work throughout the facility, helping maintain an incredible balance of speed, consistency, and quality. Because BYD manufactures batteries, motors, electronics, and many other critical components itself, costs remain significantly lower than those of many competitors. Watching this operation in action feels like stepping into the future, a future where advanced automation, artificial intelligence, and large-scale manufacturing work together to create vehicles at a pace once thought impossible. Now let's focus on the technology that makes all of this possible. This factory isn't impressive only because of its size. What truly sets it apart is the level of innovation operating behind the scenes. Robotics play a huge role throughout the entire facility. Thousands of machines work simultaneously, handling tasks that once required massive human workforces. In some areas, teams of more than a dozen robots coordinate their movements together at a single workstation. These machines perform laser welding, move components, paint vehicle bodies, assemble parts, and handle countless other manufacturing tasks with incredible accuracy. Human workers remain essential, but their roles are increasingly focused on monitoring systems, programming equipment, and maintaining quality standards. The result is faster production, greater consistency, and dramatically reduced error rates. Perhaps the factory's most important advantage, however, is BYD's strategy of vertical integration. Unlike many competitors that depend on numerous outside suppliers, BYD controls much of its own supply chain. The company manufactures batteries, electric motors, semiconductors, power electronics, software systems, and many other critical technologies internally. This creates several advantages. Production remains more stable during global supply shortages. Costs are reduced because fewer middlemen are involved. And development cycles can move faster because different teams work within the same corporate ecosystem. This approach helps explain why BYD is often able to offer highly competitive vehicle pricing while continuing to expand rapidly. The company originally began as a battery manufacturer, and that experience has given it deep control over one of the most important components in every electric vehicle. From raw materials all the way to the finished automobile, BYD oversees much of the journey itself. And when you combine that strategy with extreme automation, the results become astonishing. Inside this factory, a new vehicle is completed approximately every minute. Production continues 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. More than 4,000 vehicles can be produced daily, while battery cells are manufactured at a pace of one every few seconds. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others who love technology, innovation, and the future of electric vehicles.